But Israel, they blow up our ship, and we don't do anything.
The USS Liberty?
Mm-hmm. That's just one example.
I think that was a friendly fire.
Brother.
I don't think so.
my white brother.
I mean, what makes you think it wasn't?
Because they were flying a giant American flag. They radioed
It's not
in.
giant when you're in a fighter jet going, Yow!
All the people on the boat said it was unmistakable. They knew what they were doing. They came in and shot the lifeboats.
The people on the boat are mad because all their friends died.
They got shot.
We're not allowed to use the people on the boat.
Yeah.
That's like when people go, what if you...
They weren't just people on the boat. They were literally eyewitnesses and victims. But okay.
Your daughter was raped. And you're like, well, I wouldn't be rational at that point. But it looked like an Egyptian boat. I don't understand why you'd want to provoke an attack when you're in a 6-day war with all these other countries, why you'd want to get America against you too. They approached the USS Liberty first and got shot at, so they couldn't verify. So the only really proof we have is the little flag, which from a fighter jet is not easily identified.
We also have the eyewitness testimony, which I agree maybe there's a bias, but they do all claim to this day that it was a deliberate attack. They said that they radioed in, they waved the flag. And the purpose, why would they do it? It was to conceal their troop movements, because when they were doing the 6-day war, they didn't want their operations to be foiled.
What was America even doing there? They said they weren't going to be there. They denied their existence there.
We were spying on them.
Okay, so we have no evidence. I'm saying we. They have no evidence that the...
Careful. Yeah.
We have no evidence that the boat was even going to be there. What are you doing? We're not going to be there. A boat approaches, they get attacked, they fly over, it looks exactly like an Egyptian boat, and yeah, friendly fire kills 30 people. They killed 12 Israeli soldiers in that war by accident. They're regularly killing their own hostages.
Well, that's their
accident.
doctrine. That's their military doctrine, is to kill their own hostages.
Right, but killing their own people, killing people that they weren't meant. Killing the hostages when they weren't prepared to kill the hostages. Too early, I guess, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But, friendly fire is part of war. Vietnam, we lost tens of thousands of troops, and it was very unfortunate. I don't think it's a good example of Israel attacking us. I think there's more evidence that it was friendly fire.
Well, and, we could say, for the sake of this argument, you say it's friendly fire, I say it's not. The brother. Well, but here's the point is, it's about what they're capable of. It's this idea that...
Well, besides that, don't they say, like, Israel has, like, one of the best intelligence agencies that there is? For them not to identify a U.S. battleship like that. Not only that, I heard there was, a stand down October 7th, too? And that they had... information about a month in advance for the October 7th attack?
If they carried out, like they did in Hezbollah, in Lebanon, a decapitation strike on Hezbollah, if they did something like that in America, if they have regional hegemony in the Middle East, if they have all this influence in America, could they get away with something like that? That's what I'm worried about, because they do have an interest in our defense technology and our supply chains. And you got to wonder, how did the bombs end up in the pagers? It's shell corporations, it's supply chains, that's the sort of thing. And you look at these tech companies like Palantir. Palantir's run by Alex Karp. He's the CEO, and this is the company that's getting all the data, putting it together. You don't think they're putting a back door in there for Israel? And that's just like one example, but they got a lot of companies where, and 15 years ago, Netanyahu sent Unit 8200, which is their intelligence guys, to Silicon Valley to get involved in these businesses for that purpose. And so that in this world of spying, espionage, intelligence, and especially autonomous systems and drones, you wonder, do we get to a point where Israel flips a switch and the iPhones explode? Or, and that's like a cartoon.
Can't we focus on what if Saudi Arabia gets...
Honestly, that's how I feel about China, because we consume so much Chinese shit, It's like, shit, if Israel could do that with the pagers when they're colluding with companies, imagine what China could potentially do, or maybe even Israel.
Money. What if Iran gets power? Like, we're already there with Muslims. And look at what these fucking sheiks do when they get their billions. They drive cars on 2 wheels. They face fuck our women. They're barber pirates all over again. They just bring them over with money. And, they steal our comedians.
Yeah, you see that?
For stupid festivals. Like this this fear of what if Israel gets so much power. Islam's got it. Islam's in our government right now. Ilhan
Not as much as Israel is in our government with AIPAC.
Omar.
But she's a congresswoman. I mean, that's not the same thing. Mike Waltz was a national security advisor. He's working for Netanyahu. That's way worse, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Rubio getting money from Larry Ellison, Secretary of State.
I'd like to see a study on who has more power in America, the Muslim Brotherhood or Israel.
Come on,
We all
that's
know
Jewish
that.
propaganda. The Muslim Brotherhood. You sound like Laura Loomer. The Muslim Brotherhood's running everything?
Yeah. No, not running everything, but a major threat.
Not more than that. The Jews run Hollywood, finance, media, government. But what do Muslims run?
Ops against us.
Yeah, I mean, they...
Gas stations.
And-
But yeah, guys, let's take a look at some stuff regarding the USS Liberty here, okay? I'm gonna pull up some stuff here. So this right here, Israel was trying to say, oh well, this was mistaken identity. We thought it was an Egyptian battleship, but if you can compare the USS Liberty to the Il Qasir, you can see there's a big difference, man. Our freaking boat is humongous. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't think you should be able to mistake it that easily, okay? It says right here on the right, it says Israel says its pilots and torpedo boat commanders confused the USS Liberty with the El Qasir, an Egyptian ship allegedly firing upon its forces in Sinai. There was no Egyptian naval bombardment that day, nor did the El Qasir bear any resemblance to the USS Liberty, which, I mean, you can see right here. Now we're going to go to some government websites here. It says right here, at the time of the attack, the USS Liberty was flying the American flag, and its identification was clearly indicated in large white letters and numerals on its hull. Not only that, it was broad daylight and the weather conditions were excellent. So yeah, I mean, not only could you see the flag, I mean, the weather was perfect, it was clear. And I do know that a lot of the eyewitnesses on the boat said, oh yeah, we saw a bunch of Israeli planes doing flybys and stuff like that. And pretty much the attack went like this. It says the attack consisted of 5 or 6 strafing runs by jet and aircraft, and followed 24 minutes later with an attack by 3 torpedo boats. Like, they really wanted us dead at that point. And let's go ahead and take a look at this video. It's with a survivor of the USS Liberty.
June 8th, 1967, Israel attacked an American Navy ship.
They killed 34 sailors and Marines and wounded 174 others, including myself. At that time, we thought Israel was our best ally in the whole world.
Everyone on the ship believed that was a great ally and you were safe. And
Absolutely. We got overflown that morning. We felt very, very safe. As I walked down the ladder, all hell broke loose. They took out all of our 450 caliber machine guns. The attack lasted for about approximately 25 minutes from the air, and then it turned into another hour and a half with the torpedo boats.
With torpedo boats. Crazy when you start going down this rabbit hole a year ago of all the stuff that our greatest ally does to us.
Believe me, it happened.
Yeah, they call it a conspiracy theory, and you watched it with your own eyes. It's well documented. Like, no one denies it happens. They just try being like, we accidentally attacked them. When they identified it was an American ship, they saw you guys flying American flag, 5 times the size of the ship they said they meant to attack, international waters. Like, there's just too many aspects for it to be random.
And our own government setting us up to be slaughtered by a foreign government to bring us into a war. We were only minutes away from World War III. Our ship goes down. That was the whole plan. LBJ and Levi Eskol, Prime Minister of Israel, colluded together to send us into that war zone, sink us and blame it on the Arabs. If Israel can do this to America, they can get by with almost anything.
And there you guys have it. Do you guys believe it was friendly fire? Do you think it was intentional? Whatever you guys think, just let me know. Go ahead and comment. Let me know what your thoughts are, and feel free to subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Other than that, guys, go ahead and take care, and I'll see you on the next video.